everybody, Cinema Sickness here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. And today, head out to Big Lots where I got myself 3 DVDs, all for $3 a piece, so let's take a look at everything I got. The first time I picked up was Elizabeth the Golden Age, a movie I wanted to see ever since I checked out The Other Boleyn Girl. Really enjoyed that movie, wanted to know more about Elizabeth, so this is definitely a movie I had to pick up. Now, unfortunately, I do not own Elizabeth yet, this here being the sequel to Elizabeth. Once I get my hands on that movie, I'm going to sit down and check them both out. The next time I picked up was Beneath the Darkness, starring Dennis Quaid. This here being a complete blind buy, a movie I've never heard of. But what intrigued me about this film was not only that it starred Dennis Quaid, who I absolutely love, but the fact that it had really interesting artwork and a good sounding synopsis. Unfortunately, though, this gets very mediocre reviews, pretty much 3 out of 5 stars all the way around, so I'm expecting a movie that is going to be just okay. I'm expecting just a mediocre film, but again, the synopsis sounded interesting, I like the plot of the film, so for $3, had to pick it up. And the last time I picked up is definitely the one I was most excited to get today, and that was Beautiful Creatures. Another movie that I've kind of forgotten about over the years, which, not because it's a bad film, but just because I don't ever come across this one, don't really see it much anymore. Just a movie that over time has just kind of left my head. So when I came across it today, I was pretty excited to see this. I knew immediately what it was. As soon as I saw the cast and the artwork on the front, I knew exactly what film this was, and I was very excited, especially to get it for only $3. This was a movie that would constantly be playing on TV back when it came out around, I think this was from 2000, so probably around 2001. This was just constantly playing on TV. I'm pretty sure probably it was on HBO or something like that, but just, I would see this one all the time. So I've probably seen this movie at least a dozen times. Not really, I don't actually think I've ever seen this movie all the way through in its entirety. I think I've seen the whole movie in its entirety in bits and pieces over a long period of time, but I don't think I've ever actually sat down and watched the entire movie all the way through. But from what I've seen, I definitely really enjoyed the film. You know, maybe nothing amazing or nothing special, you know, perhaps mediocre, but it was an enjoyable movie from what I remember. So I definitely had to pick this one up today, and I cannot wait to check it out again. So that's it for what I bought today, so now onto what I watched. And today I checked out Bad Teacher, a movie that I've definitely wanted to see ever since it first came out, and especially because I've heard nothing but really bad reviews on this film. From the trailers and from little clips of this movie I've seen, I didn't think it looked all that bad, so I was wondering what made this such a horrible movie. Why is this movie getting such bad reviews? And it actually made me really want to see it. Now that I watched it, I still don't get it. Was it a great movie? Was it fantastic? Was it amazing? No, but was it funny? Was it enjoyable? Yes, fine, mediocre, sure, you can call it that if you want, but it was a funny and an enjoyable movie. I did like this film, and I do not get all the negative reviews. Sure, there are some negative things about it. I mean, I could definitely nitpick this one. There's some things I might complain about, but all in all, you know, for the bad reviews this movie's been getting, there are tons of other movies out now and from around this time when this came out that are much, much worse. This movie, I don't think gets all the bad credit it gets. I just don't get it. Again, yeah, sure, mediocre, nothing all that great, but a funny and an enjoyable story. I actually like this film. I was cracking up the entire time. Plenty of very, very funny jokes. Jason Segel, I love Jason Segel. I mean, you stick him in anything. I'm just a big, big fan. Cameron Diaz did a good job. Justin Timberlake, he was great as well. Just had an all-around decent cast with a bunch of really funny moments and really funny lines. Just a funny, funny movie. Now, if I had to really nitpick this one and say the one thing that kind of bugged me, it was the romance between Cameron Diaz and Jason Segel. Throughout the whole movie, Jason Segel is trying to kind of get with Cameron Diaz, but she doesn't want anything to do with him because he's just a gym teacher. She's definitely a gold digger out to find somebody with a lot of money and just suck all the money out of them. So, like I said, she wants nothing to do with him, but over time, he starts to kind of win her over, and she realizes, oh, he's pretty cute and funny and yada, yada, yada. She wants nothing to do with Justin Timberlake, who she's going at after the entire film. She decides she doesn't want him anymore. She wants Jason Segel, which, you know, okay, fine, that's great and all, but it did seem really forced. It seemed like a really, really forced romance. You know, it didn't seem natural. It seemed very much written. So, yeah, of course it's a movie. Of course it was written, but when you're watching a film, you shouldn't feel like you're watching something that has been written. You're supposed to feel like you're watching something that could naturally be happening, and the romance just didn't feel that way. So yeah, if I had to nitpick it, I would definitely say the romance between Cameron Diaz and Jason Segel did feel a bit forced, but I didn't really care that much because it's Jason Segel, and as I mentioned, he's a very funny guy. I love him, love seeing him in movies, all the movies he's written. I'm a big fan of Jason Segel, so seeing them work off each other and just the jokes that he kept throwing out, I loved it. He was a very well done character and a very funny character within this movie. So like I said, would I say this movie deserves all the bad credit and all just the really negative reviews that it's been getting? No, I honestly don't think so. Was it anything amazing, special, the next great comedy? Certainly not, but was it a funny movie that I would recommend? Yes, I would say if you like modern day comedies, I mean, maybe that's a big thing. A lot of people nowadays hate a lot of the comedies that are around now, but if you do like modern day comedies, it's worth checking out then. You're going to laugh. I definitely laughed more at this movie than I have some of the, than I have during some of the more recent modern day comedies I've watched more recently. I thought this movie was very funny, very well done. So I would definitely recommend Bad Teacher. Don't believe all the horrible reviews you've been reading or hearing about. Check it out for yourself, decide for yourself. But as I said, if you like modern day comedies, you're probably going to laugh. So that's it for what I bought when I watched today. Definitely excited about the 3 titles I picked up today from my local Big Lots, especially Beautiful Creatures. Can't wait to check that one out again. And also watching Bad Teacher. Like I said, I just don't get all the negative reviews. If you want to call the movie mediocre, fine. I get that. It was mediocre for the most part. I mean, I'd say maybe a little bit above mediocre, but fine, mediocre. But was it funny? Was the cast decent? Did it have a lot of good and very funny moments? Was the story decent enough? I would say yes. As far as modern day comedies are concerned, it was a funny one. Definitely had me cracking up laughing the entire time, and I would recommend it. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned to see what I bought when I watch tomorrow. See ya. Next, I picked up Beneath the Darkness, starring Dennis Quaid. Now this...